Let's go to the phones and the fun. Giggan is on the line in Florida. You're on Free Talk Live. Hello, Giggan.
Hey, guys. I became a victim of the drug war last night in a sort of way.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, I was sitting behind the University of South Florida Sarasota campus. It was about 10:30ish Sunday night. Campus was closed.
And you were on the bay side there?
Yeah, there's like a little pond area down there, and I was just sitting on the steps. And I was there about 10 minutes, and I started hearing sirens from like all over behind me. And within a few minutes, cops come out of the bushes with flashlights and a dog.
What?
And yeah, it was pretty crazy. So it was like, wow, something's going on. And so I stood up, and they told me to put my hands in the air, get face down on the ground, and I did. An officer came over and handcuffed me while I was face down. And to his credit, I got to say they weren't at all rough or anything like that when they were cuffing me. And they asked me if I had a gun.
Of the velvet glove of the Iron Fist. Go ahead.
Yep. So anyway, what happened was, long story short, it was a mistaken identity. There happened to be a robbery around there, so they picked me up as a suspect. They had a victim try and ID me, and I was not the person, so they were going to let me go, but I was still in cuffs when they wanted me to just give them basic information before they were going to cut me loose. So as the basic information, I start giving the basic information, I start questioning why it is that they want all of this information, and at that point, it became like a custodial scenario, and they claimed that there was this pipe that they found. And
can you tell us more? Can you hang on and give us some more detail here in a moment?
Sure.
All right, more with Giggan in a bit. He was harassed by the police, caught up in the war on drugs. We'll find out more in a moment. Hour 2's coming up. You can bring up what you want. Free Talk Live. This is Free Talk Live. You can take control of the airwaves as we launch here into the second hour of the program. Joining you tonight, it's Ian.
And Curtis.
And Mark.
And you can join us online at freetalklive.com. All right, so we'll take your phone calls about what you want. Giggan is still with us, listening in Florida. You're on the amp lines. Now, Giggan, you were telling us, for our listeners just tuning in, that you were, I guess, on a college campus or nearby a college campus in Sarasota, Florida, and some cops came out of the bushes. You heard sirens. Cops literally came out of the bushes and put your hands on your head, that kind of thing. They were doing some sort of investigation looking for, what was it, a armed robber?
Yeah, supposedly there had been a robbery at a hotel next to the USF campus, and the description was a 30-year-old skinny white male wearing a tank top and shorts. So I was instantly thinking when I heard that, that's probably somebody trying to steal money for drugs. And it was really interesting how the drug war perpetuates itself, where I then find myself in a position where, even though I wasn't wanted for this robbery that they had just cleared me of, all of a sudden they find a pipe somewhere in the area, or they claim to. I never even saw it. And
so the pipe was not on you?
No, it was not on me. They didn't. I don't even know where they claimed to have found it.
So what was it they claimed? They claimed to have found a pipe, and then what?
They said there was a pipe with marijuana in it that they found. And they said, "Oh, we found your pipe." And I asked them what they were talking about, and then they said, "Well," so it turned into like the good cop sort of thing. This isn't really a big deal if you just tell us.
It's just compliance.
We're only after the big time growers. We're not after you, little man.
Yeah, just own up. Just own up to it, Giggan, and we'll help you out.
Yeah, if you tell us you broke a crime, you committed a crime. It's not like we're going to prosecute it for it. I mean, it's not like it's not our job or anything. Come on.
Exactly, and I was in custody, I believe, about an hour. I wasn't able to keep track of time, and over the course of time, it got more and more manipulative with the lies that they told me, because I informed them that I was a criminal justice student, and I knew that if I don't want to answer questions, I don't have to. So they just kept telling me, tell the truth, as though I had something to say. Then I didn't have something to say to them.
Wow.
But yeah, it was very manipulative. It really messed with my head for that whole hour, because I had to keep convincing myself that I was right when I was being lied to.
It's crazy. So they had you in the police station this whole time? Is that right?
No, it was just at the school. I was just near where they had picked me up. I was just sitting on a curb there in the dirt wearing handcuffs.
So these are campus police.
Were you, by chance, you're a student at the University of Florida? South Florida? Oh, my God. Yeah. You were on campus and they just picked you up.
But it was after hours.
You're a student there.
Right. Well, actually, I just graduated, but they tried to tell me that, well, we're telling you can't be here after hours. And I said, the security guards at the school they don't mind. It was all about them being in control, though.
Of course, that's what it always is about. So you held your ground, and what happened?
All right, so they it got to a point where they started joking about how, oh, well, you know what this is going to do to your career, you know what this is going to do to your life, you know how much money this is going to cost you. And they were trying to get a reaction out of me, which I wasn't giving. And every time they tried to accuse me of being cocky or arrogant or calling me a smart A, and I just said, I'm sorry that you feel that way about the questions I'm asking. And eventually got to a point where they told me I was going to jail, and I still said I have nothing to say, and they let me go.
Awesome. Way to go. Standing up for yourself, refusing to bow down to their
Did they charge you with anything?
Oh, what was that?
Did they charge you with anything?
They said this. You may be hearing from us when we run fingerprints on this thing.
Oh, yeah, they're going to run fingerprints. I mean, this is ludicrous. I mean, the American public really believes that cops do fingerprinting, you know, and it's such a
glass
rarity.
Pipe.
Yeah, it's such a rarity.
Well, they didn't say it was glass.
It's
true.
so much like work that these guys don't want to get anywhere near fingerprinting.
Yeah.
It's too much like earning their paychecks. I'm sorry. You could have your car stolen. They won't print it.
It's amazing. Well, congratulations on that, Giggan. I'm glad it worked out for the better, and it only worked out for the better because you didn't crack under their pressure trying to get you to admit to having a bowl that you apparently didn't even have.
Yeah. If they print that, if they do print that bowl, it's only because they were cranky at you for not playing, their power game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're not going to print. They're not going to print the bowl because one of them just pulled it out of his pocket and said, "Here,
that's likely true."
Yeah.
Well, one of the detectives called me afterwards on my cell phone after it was all over.
How do you get your cell phone number?
They got it from me because they told me that at one point they told me if I didn't answer these certain questions that I wouldn't be free to go, and we were sitting there in silence for a little bit.
I see.
So
Did they process you? Did they fingerprint you?
They took one fingerprint.
Interesting.
I don't know why. I think it might have been like a show gesture because they told me I was going to jail, and then they uncuff me and take a fingerprint and tell me to leave.
Huh.
It's very strange.
I think that was all for all kind of a show thing to get me to just think that I might as well cooperate now.
So now you graduated. Are you out of there? Are you coming to New Hampshire? Or what's your plan?
Yeah, I plan on starting the drive back to New Hampshire on the 23rd or 24th.
Back.
I was assuming that they don't break down my door over some fingerprint on a pipe they claim to have.
Now, just in a related story, one of the activists from New Hampshire, who's originally from the Sarasota area, Neil Connor, has scheduled an activism event down there in Sarasota. And I think I saw that you were involved in this. There's going to be some
40s.
Yeah, civil.
That was actually my event.
Oh, really? I'm sorry, I didn't realize that. So why don't you tell a little bit about what you're planning on doing?
Oh, okay. Well, I've been doing a little bit of activism since I've been down in Florida the past few months that I haven't really been doing the whole time I've been down here. And it really motivated me to want to do some sort of public event before I leave, kind of as gifting a little bit of the ideas of liberty before I go. And so the idea is to sell or not sell, to exchange a 40-ounce beverage, which is 40-ounce malt liquor, which is illegal in the state of Florida because of sales laws. And the way they're able to ban 40s is they make it so it's illegal for businesses to sell them. So I'm going to do a public exchange of one, which I don't know if it's technically illegal or not. So we'll see.
So you're not going to be drinking 40s in the park. It'll just be an exchange.
Gotcha.
And it's going to remain sealed the entire time.
It's very strange because it's all about the size of the container. You can have malt liquor in Florida, and you can have a 40-ounce beverage in Florida. You just can't have a 40-ounce malt liquor beverage in Florida. And you can't have magnums of champagne, which is, crazy. You can have champagne, but you can't have a big bottle of champagne. You can have several bottles of champagne, but not a big bottle.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you might actually walk away from this one because I wasn't really able to understand why anybody would want to do activism that is of a civil disobedience nature the day they were planning on leaving Florida when they could very well arrest you and keep you in their system for a while.
I wasn't able to understand why anyone would want to drink malt liquor.
Well, part of the presentation is, that's why I'm giving it away, I guess. Part of the presentation is going to be how that they shouldn't intervene in this, and I don't want them to intervene. And the whole idea is that they should stop intervening all the time when people break stupid laws.
Great. Cool. Well, let us know how it goes, and congratulations in advance on making it back to New Hampshire. And thanks for the call tonight. 800